Real Estate Raw&Uncut, episode 44. I'm Byron Lazine, joined as always by Tim Bray. It's the show if you're a broker, a buyer, a real estate agent, a seller, a lender, an attorney. You want to check us out every single Friday. We really appreciate the feedback and the comments that we've been getting. Last week, we reached out and said, hey guys, we need more YouTube and Facebook comments wherever you're watching this show, and we got them. So thank you guys for adding some value to the show. It gives us the energy to keep doing the show, knowing people are interested. Tim thinks we have 7 watchers. I think we have at least double that. But we did have
Google Plus.
Google Plus, baby. We do have a unique Google Plus.
It's been great. I'm telling you.
We did have a great comment last week from Johnny L. My man, Johnny L.
It's your dad.
My old man. Appreciate the views, Dad. And appreciate the comment as well.
Thanks for clicking the link 6 times to bring us up to the 7.
You know, if my parents are watching and we've got, you know, like Tim's wife watching, that's at least 3. Do your kids watch?
My wife watches. She just shakes her head and looks at me.
So, Johnny L. from Connecticut, he's a baby boomer. He's an old dude. He had an interesting topic he wanted us to discuss, and I'm going to read it almost verbatim here. He'd love to know what the effect Connecticut will experience in the next few years as so many baby boomers will be retiring. He works at a local utility, and he believes that about 60% of the employees are going to be retiring in the near future. He's going to be retiring in a year. He probably, 3 years out, 3 to 5 years, something like that. Many folks are already thinking of moving to a more affordable, friendly retirement state. What is your take on this, dog? We're talking about Connecticut locally. So we're not going to really speak to other states. If you're watching from another state, just keep watching.
I think he's right. I think that you're going to have movement. Baby boomers coming of age, and the statistics, as odd as it is, a lot better than I do on this because you've researched.
We actually did some research here again on this episode for the last 20-30 minutes. There's 10,000 baby boomers retiring per day. That's in the country. That's obviously not just here in Connecticut.
I don't think they're all and I know you don't want to talk about other states, but I think that as these baby boomers retire, they're all looking at the cost to live in a state and thinking about the warmer climates and moving. But I'm going to go against the grain on this one and see if it's a wave and if everybody does the same thing. Right now, what's happening down there's a lot of space. Prices of real estate are low. You get to move in. Cost to live there is low. But if you get a mass of people that move to a specific area or areas, then your supply gets reduced, your demand increases, prices have to go up, and the support system that's around the whole thing has to increase.
So so for example, Florida, it's very desirable for retirees because there's no state income tax.
That's right.
So what you're saying is if too many people decide to move to a Florida or Florida, then
cost for the infrastructure is going to go up.
Yes.
I mean, it has to. So over time,
cost of living goes up.
Cost of living goes up.
To your point, lack of inventory, real estate prices get a bit higher.
Absolutely.
So everything goes higher at that point. So that's an interesting take. I think there's a lot of land in Florida, though. A lot of swamp land. Yeah.
No wetlands division, so you're good. You can build on whatever.
Well, here's some of the negatives, some of the other side of the coin here about retiring if you're going to stay in the state of Connecticut and why some people may be thinking of going to a Florida. 10th highest property taxes here.
Okay.
So you want to stay here and keep your home, you're going to be in the upper echelon there. 4th highest gas tax. Do you need to get that?
This is the wife. I should answer that.
That was the wife?
It was.
Cam, sorry. We're
in the middle of Raw and Cut.
What do you expect from us here?
Got to look at the calendar.
Can't pick up the phone all the time, 4th highest gas tax. The 4th highest estate taxes. So don't go dying on us here in Connecticut. Top marginal tax rate, 6.7. Social Security and retirement income is taxable for higher income residents. Cost of living is high, 48th out of 51.
I hear you, no doubt. I'm hearing it. But after living,
expensive state.
It's an expensive state. But now, I've lived all over the country, and Maine doesn't count. It does. But people typically from Maine don't move out of that state. It's one of those states that everybody stays there.
Right.
But in looking at all
its own
these,
country up there.
it kind of is. In looking at all these different areas across the country, and I'm going to look from a real estate perspective because that's what a person's typically one of their highest expenses. So if you look at real estate or the typical property in New London County or this region here, $250,000 for an 1,800 square foot house. You go to Bethesda, Maryland, which is extremely desirable, and you get that same house for $800,000, $850,000 in Walnut Creek. Up in Maine, that may be $100,000. Tennessee, it may be $150,000. Florida, it may be $150,000, $200,000. So you've got to look at this thing as a whole and run the numbers, do the math. But you're talking specifically about baby boomers and retiring.
Right.
That's tough, but you still have a lifestyle in the state of Connecticut. I mean, what do you have to do here? You've got the casinos. Move out of the state. First of all, I'm going to tell everybody, move out of the state of Connecticut.
Don't everybody do it at once.
Everybody that doesn't like to bike, fish, boat, hunt, enjoy the outdoors, not worry about the commute. If you're driving 30 miles, have to take 2.5 hours each way. If you don't enjoy these things, again, go.
Well, here's my argument to that, and I'm going to get away from the stats and just go off of what I hear. I'm in a meeting every single week with sellers saying, drop the price of the house, I want out of this state. Mm-hmm. I want out.
Who are they, though?
Here's the common trend, and most of them are baby boomers or older.
Correct.
Right. So they want out. This is what I'm hearing.
They have a fixed income.
This is what I'm hearing. You're right. This is what I'm hearing on the grounds. But you're talking about lifestyle. Part of the reason isn't only financial. I believe it is lifestyle. Because look at what we just went through in January and February here. Look at all the snow. How much biking, fishing, hunting, sailing,
shoveling,
screwing around are you going to be doing in January and February when there's 2 feet of snow?
I gotta say though, I love the 4 seasons. And after being in some of these states that you don't have the 4 seasons, yeah, it's a milder lifestyle. It's more of a normal, like just flat. You don't expect the changes and the variations, but I like it. I don't necessarily like that deep cold that we have, but it's a short period of time.
Well, don't get me wrong. Fall is my favorite season. Fall in New England, in Connecticut, my favorite season.
It's football, man.
I mean, it's the best. You can't beat that. But it lasts 3 weeks, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off when in 3 weeks we start getting the winter weather. I don't like the winter. It seems like it drags on. I'm sure it doesn't. Right now, we are blessed to be in the summer.
Live up in Maine, and you'd cut another 3 weeks off each end. And you'd have more winter.
True. I would never move to Maine. Sorry, maniacs. I know we have a lot of the maniacs following the show because of Tim, but
you think
I'm not moving up to Maine. So why is it so expensive to live in this state? Do you think is it our budget?
Well, I think we've got some huge financial problems, and that's been happening for years. And we could get really deep on that one with our infrastructure. We have 17 prisons in this state, and I think that's. I think
too many?
It's the most in the country.
We have the most prisons in the country. You and I know a lot of COs. And,
we do.
They make some dough, and they deserve it.
That's right.
They've earned it.
But even their policies are changing and have changed, right. So it's not just 20 and done.
So they used to be 20 and done in the state of Connecticut.
And the three highest years.
3 highest years. Now,
last year's.
What did they change that to? If you're a CO and you're watching this, correct us if we are wrong. I believe it's 25 years.
Now it is. And you don't get I don't believe it's the top 3 years anymore. Your top last 3 years.
Maybe you do or don't.
But jump in and let us know what that is.
That's right. And here's the thing. It's because we can't afford to keep going this route. It costs Connecticut $50,262 average annual cost per inmate.
Holy smokes.
The rest of the country, $31,286.
Okay, so what's the root of the problem?
We're spending too much money in this state.
Yeah, but why do we have so many people in the prison system? Why do we have 17 prisons?
We got a lot of badass mofos in this state.
Is it Bridgeport? Is it Hartford? Is it New London? Is it New Haven?
Yeah.
What is it? I think it comes back to the social services.
I think the middle is getting squeezed out of this state. The middle is getting squeezed out of the state, meaning you have these high income earners in the state, and you also have the very low. Mm-hmm. Where are the jobs for the middle?
Well, there are some of those jobs when we need. I mean, obviously, and I'm shifting. I think that with the population, you're saying that baby boomers are leaving and coming of age. I'm saying that with the massive increase in population that we're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years across this country, with California having its population the way it is, not continually now in the 5th year of droughts, and people saying, what the heck, we can't even have a lawn anymore, we're going to spray paint our grass green, or change it to a rock garden. They're coming east.
And Tim showed me a cool little world clock. Where'd you find that?
Poodwaddle.com.
Our population, you can find it anywhere on the internet, is
skyrocketing.
It is skyrocketing. Interesting enough, though, Connecticut in 2014, for the first time in like 20 years, and this is off of U.S. Census figures, we dipped for the first time
17,000 people, I think.
It was no, it was more than that. It was more than that. It was much more, not much more, but New York alone we lost 23,000 too.
Gotcha.
And that was the top state. We were down 0.73%. For the first time, we lost population to migration in many years.
Yeah. Well, that could be the young people too, getting out, want to go to Boston, New York.
There it is right there. There's the problem. If the young people are leaving to go to these bigger cities, which we're seeing across the country, if you're in Texas, you want to live in Austin, or if you want to live in Houston, you don't want to live in the burbs. If you're in Connecticut, right, you want to live in New York City, you want to go to Boston, you want to go to Providence. That continues, and then the baby boomers want out of state, the young people want out, the old people want out, you old peeps.
I get you, and that's normal to have the young people want to go to the cities. I've done it, I've been there, but guess what? You come back.
Right.
And so what we need to do is concentrate
That's
on
this Camp Major, just like she's gonna make you pick up that phone.
But it's true. It's a lifestyle, because I know living in and around a city, when you're paying $3,500, $6,000 a month for rent, okay, and to commute, to get into work takes you 2.5 hours each way.
You're saying they're not going to want 8 roommates for the rest of their life?
I'm going to say there comes a time when you being able to put 2 hours more into your actual work or spend time with your family each day for a year, 5 days a week, not 7, equals 13 more weeks of work, or your potential to provide for your family or do something different than transportation.
Right.
So these cities there's only so much infrastructure that you can have. I think that, as a young person, you're going to go to the city, you're going to do your thing, but it is going to come back to areas like this, and I think areas like Connecticut are going to thrive in the future just simply because of the population increase that we're going to see and the fact that it rains. Everything comes back to water, right?
Everything comes back to water. Hydrate.
No, but it really does. Like, if you look at an area, how do you put a commercial building or commercial sector in a town if you don't have water?
Well, we know the value of commercial property. If you don't have public water and public sewer in comparison to the ones that do, it's dramatically different. If you can't get water, you're going to be in trouble.
That's right, and that's what we're seeing out west, and that's why we're going to see a shift in those people that are out west coming back east.
So you're very optimistic about the future, specifically in Connecticut, despite the baby boomers.
Absolutely. I really am.
I think we need some young people in the state. Maybe as some of these baby boomers do retire, that opens up more job opportunity for people to migrate back into Connecticut. Maybe we see a reversal in those numbers. I think we've got more problems than maybe you think.
Real quick, before the whole social system is messed up. I said the system that we have with welfare and whatnot should be a safety net. It shouldn't be a strategy. Yeah. People shouldn't figure I can have 3 kids as a single mom and go live off the state.
There are so many damn layers to the problems that this state and many other states have.
And if you're on welfare, you need to be drug tested.
Well, there you go. Tim's going to do it personally.
Who's going
to pay for those drug tests?
Hey, if you take it out of the welfare
system. We're already
system,
paying too much on our inmates.
That's okay. You can do it and take it right out of that system, because half of them are going to flunk. 75% of them are going to go there, will flunk out and won't be in the system anymore. So you're going to have more excess funds coming into the state.
I mean, there's a lot of problems, right? We're not going to be able to solve them all on Raw and Uncut. But what we are going to be able to do is bring you an interesting topic every single Friday. So with that being said, I don't know if we've got an answer for you, but it's an interesting topic to stay tuned to, what's going to happen with the baby boomers. If you are a baby boomer, give me a call. I love you old peeps.
Where can we find you?
Yeah, where can we find you guys? Throw us some love in the comments. Connect with us on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're watching this.
G+, baby.
Tim's all about the G+. He thinks
Find
this is...
Tim Bray on G+.
Find Tim on G+, absolutely. And keep dropping us some comments. If you guys want us to talk about something specific that you're interested in, drop it in the comment box. We really appreciate how this show's going. Again, tune in every single Friday. We've got some cool stuff coming up, episode 50 in 6 weeks. Just get pumped and get ready for that. That's it.
That's it. That's all we got. I'm speechless.
Find me on Instagram at Byron Lazine.
G+.